So let's get into today's show. And welcome into Getting Health. And if I say the word gambling, you might say, what has that got to do with health? Well, there is a condition in our mind that can cause us to be addicted to gambling. And by the American Psychiatric Association, they say that gambling addiction is actually a mental health issue.
Absolutely.
So
any addiction
how do
is.
how do we look at it and treat it? Today I have with us Roger Olsen. Roger,
hi, good morning,
you're
Jack.
the Resource Development Coordinator
Yep.
for the Alabama Council on Compulsive Gambling.
Yep.
You train counselors across the state of Alabama.
I do.
To become certified to treat people with gambling problems. First question, is there a problem?
Oh, there's a tremendous problem. And the fact that gambling addiction is a hidden disease, so it's off the radar. This morning, as you're getting ready to go to church, for instance, you could be sitting there in the pew and look around the church and say, there's no way I'd be able to tell what people sitting here are addicted to gambling. And it can go on for years without being detected until finally there is some catastrophic event financially that reveals that, oh my gosh, this person has a problem. And there is so much gambling in Alabama without anything else being approved. I mean, it's all over the place. Sports betting, internet gambling, the casinos, dog tracks. I mean, it's everywhere.
Right. And of course, a lot of times when we think of gambling, we just think of what might be considered legal gambling.
Correct.
But yet, one of the biggest things, that, especially in the state of Alabama, being such a football mecca,
Correct.
that there have been a lot of bookies. And a bookie, by the way, if you don't know, is a person that takes bets, but does it in an illegal manner.
That's right.
Because most bookies are doing it illegally, supposedly under the radar, until they get caught, obviously.
That's right. And there's more sports betting, Jack. There's more sports betting per capita in the state of Alabama than in any other state in the United States. And of course, Governor Ivey has issued a proclamation making March Problem Gambling Awareness Month.
Right.
Part of that is because of March Madness, and the fact that you have an event equal, if not greater than the Super Bowl, where people are betting on sports. And for people that can bet on sports within boundaries, okay, they understand the laws of probability, they understand that losing is a big part of the event, then for them it's recreation and it's fun. But for people who are betting money that they cannot afford to lose, then it can become a real problem because they keep getting trapped in this dysfunctional circle, and now pretty soon they're chasing the money. There's all sorts of people right now, for instance, Jack, that are getting their tax refund check.
Right.
And
That's right.
and instead of using it to pay bills, they're looking at that check. They can't afford to lose that money that they've gotten from the government, and yet where are they? They're gambling somewhere, trying to double it. For me, doubling down is when I take a $1 bill and I fold it in half and I stick it in my wallet.
That's the best way to do
You know,
it.
you said for people who cannot afford to lose that money.
Correct.
And initially, that's true. But if you are addicted to gambling, even if you can afford to lose that money, one day you won't be able to afford to lose that money.
That is
because
correct.
that is a dead-end street.
That is correct. It's a downward spiral. It never gets better. And I used to tell myself, Virginia, because I just celebrated 25 years of sobriety from
Good for
gambling
you.
addiction.
Good for
and
you.
Thank you. And I can tell you that I used to tell people I did it because of the money, but really I did it because it's an addiction. It was an escape for me to not have to think about my problems. And I could lie my way out of any situation so that nobody knew that I was going out and gambling when I should have been at the office working.
So for our viewers, we need to let them know two things, first of all. There is help in the state of Alabama.
Absolutely.
And it's very simple. You dial 211.
Correct. Correct.
We're part of the 211 network in the state, and 211, if you don't know, is for social services. And one of the social services they'll do is confidentially, you call 211, and what happens?
And you can get information about, number one, therapists that I have personally trained
Right.
that are Alabama certified gambling counselors. Number two, we have support meetings all throughout the state. Just here in the River region, we have 4 Gamblers Anonymous meetings. We have
Great.
1 Gam-Anon meeting. We also have other meetings like Celebrate Recovery that are support services. And then also, 211 can help with what we call wraparound services. By the time somebody calls 211, they've exhausted
Right.
all of their resources. They may need help with water, power, rent, and these are areas that 211 and the United Way can also point them to.
Well, Roger, we
Wow.
appreciate you coming by.
Anytime, Jack.
And obviously, this whole month of March is Problem Gambling Month. People will bet a lot of money on the Final Four, but they'll start with their 64 teams. The betting starts then, and that little crazy thing called your cell phone, it can be a source of trouble.
Yeah.
Because you can be doing a lot of betting through that. And just remember this, if you or any member of your family you think needs the help, call 211, let them know the situation. If it's dire, if not, call the number on the screen. It's the Alabama Council of Compulsive Gambling. Go to the website and you can get the information that you need. And we'll be right back right after this.